How good at FIFA do you have to be to make money? The average question of a pro gamer: how good do you have to be a pro gamer? But how do you know that you're good enough? So I'm going to use an example here as FIFA. I play FIFA. I enjoy FIFA. I don't really like football. However, I really enjoy FIFA because it's kind of like a game of chess. But I can beat my mates. But being average in my mind, I don't know what it is in comparison to the world's average. So how good do I have to be in order to make money? There are services out there that you can make money off of. For example, Virgin Gaming. Virgin Gaming has launched in the UK. It's been out in the US for quite a while. They've made millions of dollars in the US from people playing Madden and putting quite a lot of money on it. So my goal over the next week will be to attempt to make money out of FIFA. I doubt this will go well. I'm going to spend $30 and then we're going to see how good I really am. There are different leagues you can take place in. Obviously, if you think you're really good, you can play in matches that will always cost you $15 to enter. I'm going to go in with the $6, so that means 5 games I could either win or lose. And I'm going to record all these games with my reactions in the top left-hand corner like some sort of nutcase, and we're going to see how it goes. But first, let's have a look into what Virgin Gaming is. Take a look.
Okay, so Virgin Gaming is a service that essentially allows you to play your favourite console games online for cash in a safe and secure environment. So in terms of the tournaments, there's some like low value tournaments to get you started, and they're also across the various skill levels. So we have some tournaments which are just geared for the high school players, and we also have tournaments geared for the lower skill levels. And there's some high value tournaments like Challenge Series where you can play for a share of $1 million in prizing, for example. Aside from tournaments, I mean, tournaments are good. They kind of appeal to the elite pro gamer, if you like, a very hardcore gamer. But aside from that, probably a bigger portion of the service is actually playing games for cash with your mates. That's really what it's about. Just upping the ante on those friendly games where you're putting a bit of money on it, and it's just a much more compelling and adds an extra dimension to the game. So Virgin Gaming launched in the US 2010. It was announced at E3. It came out of their basically what was World Gaming that Virgin took an interest in. And then what they've done, we basically proved a concept in the US with predominantly with the North American sports from EA and focused around tournaments. But we noticed that FIFA is a big part of that. So what we've now done is basically tailor the service so that it's more also still in the US, but it's also relevant to the UK audience. So you know, the service now for the first time, you can play in pounds, just simple things like that, simple localization things, which gives you a lot more comfort in the in actually dealing with the platform. You can play for free if you want. To be honest, there's not a huge value add in playing for free because you can do that in the game anyway. But you can play for as little as you want, and there is a cap on how much you can play, which is more in the hundreds and the thousands. But you know, if you want to get excited and put a bit more on, you can do. Security standpoint, there's several levels really. One is the results are automatically fed back up to the servers and automatically validated. So there's no manual intervention there unless somebody gets in touch with our customer support and raises an issue. But the vast majority of the games just automatically validate, and if you win the game, you get the money. If you lose the money, or you advance in the tournament, depending on what you're playing. On top of that, we've got 24/7 customer support. So if there are any issues, just get on the phone or send an email, and somebody will look at that. And and we do have cases where people do try sometimes to cheat. We take a very strong line on that. If we can find trends in their play, or we can find proof that you've been cheating, you're banned from the site, and that's it. On top of that, we've also got the skill rating system. So once you've played 5 games, you get a rating. So if I go on the site now, I can see people who are rated the same as me, so I know I'm not going to get beat 4-0 because I'm playing a 10 and I'm only a 4. And also, everybody's got a reputation. So in the game, you get asked to give feedback. So you can see when you're scouting people if they've got positive reputation or negative reputation, and avoid the ones with the negative because they're probably not very nice if they lose, and go with the ones with a good reputation.